Hello and welcome to day 5 of Rise Like a Phoenix. I'm so happy to find you again today. This has been a beautiful week together, and I'm really very excited about the way we elevated all of us. And with some of you that actually have done the homeworks, had played full in, so where they felt that there is so much understanding of the waves of energy that you can initiate yourself and the power that you can bring yourself. Hello, hi, I can see all those beautiful faces. I'm so happy you're joining me. Today we're meeting a bit later because I have an amazing guest that's going to be with me. Dr. Patricia will be connecting from Arizona. She's an incredible woman. She's been in the mastermind and also in my private container for more than a year now. It's going to be the second year. And this woman is just amazing. She's a medical doctor, healing coach, and also launching several startups and growing like a CEO, an entrepreneur, and newly publishing a book. And she will be talking about her chapter. So stay with me. I will bring her upstage when she join in around 5:30. So it's in half hour. But before that, hello, Linda. So good to see you. I'm so happy you've been with us. It's really nice. And I want to congratulate you because one of the most beautiful things that we do to ourselves is actually when we keep our word. Like I register for the masterclass, I want something to boost me. I want something to give me some shake up inside of me so that I power up and I level up to another level. And you actually sit and do it. And I am in absolutely awe and admiration. And I love you for that. And I love you for you doing that yourself. I think the most beautiful thing. And I also want to congratulate Lemia, who's just joining us in the club. Welcome, Lemia. So exciting. Linda is also joining us. So if you are thinking about it today, do you want to go into the mastermind where you have a lot of private with me? So it's a lot of one-on-ones, a lot of coaching, but also it's a lot of intensive. So it's like really 3 months together, 3 months where you feel like we're going to jam pack everything and we will go through the whole process. It's like a whole 1 month is about the believing. So it's really mindset. It's like, how do you use your mind to get the results that you want? And I think that's incredible because that's really what is missing for all of us. And even particularly for us women, we need to really pause and contemplate our life so that we can jump up to another level. Whatever we have as results today, I mean, the only way you can actually elevate is by taking the time to focus on you, contemplate your life, and understand where you stand in the rushing, in the 20,000 million and ideas that are rushing through our mind, and in this busyness that we see out there on the internet, on social media, but also in the middle of so many people becoming millionaires, standing out, making huge impact, celebrating. Where are we in the middle of all that? When we take a moment and do it, and this is what is the mastermind and the programs we have. It's really stopping and like, what do I want? Who am I? What do I want of my life? Is this it? That's it? This is what I meant for? And that's where this is where you start really connecting with the bigger force and understanding that inside each one of you and each one of us and me and you, we have such a perfection spiritually that is so connected with the bigger force when we understand how to do it. And everything we do, everything we work on, our behavior, our actions, our professions, our relationships, the way we connect with people, this is the expression of this perfection. So how can you become the most beautiful, the most glorious expression of this spiritual perfection that we have in us? And this is the journey. It's the journey of you falling in love with your life so much that there is nothing that compares to the amazing you. You understanding it so much that it elevates you to heights that you didn't even dream about. And it starts with that. Then it's really how, now you know where you're going. How do you take actions? It's discipline, it's perseverance, it's consistency, it's having a reverse engineer from wherever you want to go to where you are now and setting a plan and actually doing it. And when you set the plan and do it, there is nothing that wouldn't work. You can tweak the plan on the way. This is what we do together because strategy. And strategy, any strategy work when you have the right state of mind. Any strategy work when you have the right energetics that you use to coat it around, like to put it all in that. And that when you have this too, so you have that energetic of understanding, of surrendering, of feminine energy, the connection with the divine, this bringing that sovereign identity in you, and then the pragmatic that is working, planning, strategizing, branding, showing up, doing the work, becoming the best version of who you are and what you do and your service you provide and the products you do. These two things, you become the most empowered leader because you lead through that. You lead through your own journey. You lead by leading yourself through your journey. And as you lead yourself through your journey, you ignite the same feelings for everyone else. And that's how you get all those followers. This is how you get this this impact that we all want to do, because it makes us feel fulfilled. It makes us feel like, oh, I have beautiful meaning in my life. Yeah. So, this is what it is, the Believe, Act, Lead method. It's a simple method when you think about it, but it's also a method that requires your fall in. It's like you decide that today I'm changing my life. And it can be this week. You can take this week a moment where, like, you know what? I'm rising too. This is it. I've been way too long in that place where is a lot of mediocrity, a lot of like stagnation. Let's not call it mediocrity, call it stagnation, because I think there is also something very subtle that I want to really mention today, which is the vocabulary that we use about our life, because that shapes us. It shapes whatever we attract to our life, and it shapes however we are seen from outside and however we are seen. So if this speaks to you and you want to come in, really, this is it. Do it. Come on in. If you have your intuition, jump in. You saw Alessandra, she was talking about it yesterday. Dr. Patricia was also talking about it, who is also a coach. And the value of it is priceless. It's really priceless. The investment that you do in yourself in terms of money, in terms of time, because time is also an investment, is worth every second of it. I was talking yesterday with one of my private clients, and I told her, I wish I had me now 5 years ago. I wish I had me now 10 years ago. My life would have taken another direction. I know that. Because once you start opening to the understanding of these tools and this coding that no one teaches us when we go to school, something shifts in you. You look at life differently. You take things in perspective. You don't get as swamped with circumstances as you would, because the power that comes from circumstances can depends on external things. And the moment the circumstances change, then where can you find that power again? And that's the hard thing, is that being dependent on something so external make your life riskier, because you are always worried of things to stop, of things not to be there anymore. But when you know how to ignite your inner power and the force within, that force becomes so much bigger than any circumstances, that you become the one leading yourself through your journey, through the ups, through the down, through the difficulties, to the hardship, to the beauty, and you become aligned with more love, more prosperity, more abundance. And that's my mission, and this is what I want for all of you. My dream and for you is that not only you understand what you go through, but also you take it in as they come. You don't let it overwhelm you. You become so in tone with yourself, and so mastery of your own emotional intelligence, that you don't let your emotions take over so much that your intelligence shrink. You actually navigate through all these emotions with ease, with flow, honoring each one of them, giving each one the time that it deserves, not letting the pain be turned into suffering and punishing yourself through it and suffering through it so much. This was yesterday's call. If you want, you can look at it again, the reply. Yesterday was really beautiful about understanding how more you mature, more you advance, more you rise, more you master all these tools, more the suffering will stop in your life, because you will understand that that dialogue that you actually initiate will, you will be more in charge of it, so you don't go into that vortex anymore. And that's give your life so much more ease, and so much more, like acceptance to what's happening, because you look at it not as the moment itself that is really hard and difficult, but more as a journey, as your own life. And when it's, you look at it as a journey, then you don't get really overwhelmed with that little moment. You don't let that little moment ruin it all. No, that little moment is just a piece of the puzzle that was needed so that you can look at the masterpiece that you are creating. And the masterpiece is much bigger than that. Hi, Lilia. So good to have you today with us. So, today, what I wanted to talk to you, so actually the good news is I'm adding one more module tomorrow. So in the bonus session of today, tomorrow, I will be bringing some new concept also to close out this week. I think I could talk like, I could be live every day. I was telling to my team this morning, and we will never finish because this subject is so big and vast, and there is so much to say and to talk about it. And that's why I invite you to come into the programs, because the programs, you will never ever find anything repeated. We go more deeper and deeper and deeper as we elevate all together. And that's the amazing thing, I mean, about this self-development, about contemplation, about really understanding life, is that the more you listen to it, the more you understand it, the more profound you become and the deeper it is. And development, self-development, the objective of all of you, everybody listen to me, and to me too as well, is that you integrate these tools so they become second nature to you. They just become who you are. It's not something like, I need to remember this. Let me write this. Let me rework this. Let me do that. It just becomes second nature. And this is my question to you about the exercises. Do you feel now that you are really the one to create the incredible life? Is it something that you feel it becomes normal? Like, is it like, does it feel like second nature to you? I am rising and I am the one to be the star in my own movie, in my life, in whatever I want to create. I want the one to break free from the cycle of too much problems with money, and to become the first millionaire in my family or the first billionaire in my family. Can you feel that? Because it's not so easy to make it second nature to us, because we don't say that all the time. We don't, because we've been taught and we've been trained and programmed to be humble, right? We know that you have to be humble, you know, don't talk too much about you, be humble. It's good to be humble. Yeah. But the thing is that being humble doesn't mean you're not proud of yourself. And that's where the confusion comes. You need to be proud of yourself. This is your time. This is you, and you have to be proud of you. And if you know the old way and the old fashion of really educating us and educating children should be really humble, be nice, be humble, it's only putting us down. Being humble is really shrinking. Is it the time to shrink? No, it's not. Because if it's you shrink, you just be walked over. No. And this is the time to be proud. So when you say, I am the one, you want to say it with all the pride in your heart. You want to say it full of it all, because you are incredibly amazing. Because the toughness, the most difficult moment you've gone through was to make you the amazing you that you are today, was to make you that person that has so much empathy for someone that is going through the same thing. You would have never, ever felt that. Never. And that's why, so when you embody this, I am the one and I am proud of every part of my life, it has nothing to do with you being humble or not humble. It has nothing to do with you being bragging about yourself and full of yourself. No, it has to do about you knowing how to connect with yourself. It has to do about you building the most beautiful relationship with yourself. And the most beautiful relationship, when you build it with yourself, you become an energetic match to beautiful relationship from outside. Because otherwise, you will be a match of the way you treat yourself. Look around you. Look what you have around you. Like, really, physically, what do I have around me? What do I have around me is exactly the manifestation. Okay, let's not use this word so that it's not confusion. It's exactly the reflection of the conversation that you have inside of you. Exactly. Whatever you have in your life in terms of results, in terms of money, in terms of relationship, in terms of love, in terms of appreciation, in terms of respect, in terms of recognition, in terms of boundaries, in terms of connection, in terms of magnetism. That's exactly the conversation that you have with yourself. And this is why the start is with your own attitude, with the narrative that goes inside you. Because the moment you change that, everything shifts. You go first, the universe follow. If there is one thing that I want you to really remember today, is that you go first, the universe follows. So when I say I am the one, what I want is I want to calibrate to that. I wanted to really to align with it. I want to repeat it, to feel it, to look at it, to connect with it so that it becomes easy for me and I believe it. It becomes something that is second nature to me. And the only way it becomes second nature to me is by embodying it, repeating it, calibrating to it. Calibrating to it means that I continuously repeat it because you'll be forgetting about it. Because habitually you'll be like, yeah, but why is it going to be me? We often say that. Or are you sure? Like, how? And so the moment we start asking, we go back into shrinking. It's too hard, too difficult. It's not going to work. And you do that, so you go into another vortex of negativity. And we start swinging between I feel good, I feel bad, I feel good, I feel bad. And then you wonder, why can't I attract something beautiful in my life? Because you've been oscillating. You have not been stable in one way of being. And so let me add one thing for you today, because I am the one for me, right? And, it's easy to say it, it's easy to claim it, it's easy to calibrate it. But often it's not, that's not what I want, really. It's not what we want. We want to be seen as the one for everyone else. And that's where it's become complicated because it's not like I am the one for me and I'm, happy with it. I want everyone else to feel that I am the one. I'm the one for them. I am the one. And that's where there is a lot of pain. And this is why it gets complicated. Because what it does to us is that we clearly depend on external matters so that they come and reassure me that I am the one. So I want to matter so much. But in order for me to really be sure that I matter, I look for evidence from outside. Am I the one for that person? No, that friend doesn't ever call me back, so I'm not the one. So I try to look for evidence. And when I start looking for evidence, then I start feeling the lack of it. So the key in all of this is that we must understand, believe, and know that actually we matter to ourselves, to others, and to the world. And we cannot be waiting for something from outside to come and reassure us and bring us evidence and proofs and show us that actually we matter and we are the one. You see, so this is where the hard part of this type of calibration and understanding. It's not looking for outside evidence, because if you start looking for outside evidence, this is what it becomes really hard. And if you look today, there is so much emotional distress around this whole thing. It's like, do I matter? Am I enough? Even if I said, I look at myself in the mirror, I know, but then at times you're like, do I matter? Maybe they don't care. Maybe this. If you find yourself asking yourself like this, it's because you're using the outside to come and bring you evidence and show that you're actually a person that matters and that you are the one. And that's why we can't show up anywhere. And the social media doesn't help. You know why? Because we scroll on social media either because we post things and we want more likes, so we kind of really stuck there, or we're looking for evidence that people like us, like me, looking like me, they're doing something, so that almost gives me a proof that I matter. And then so we are faced with so much judgment when you find something that looks like what I do, and a lot of judgment is like, oh my god, it's going to happen to me as well. So we block, we close off, and when we close off, it becomes we are playing in this very dangerous game. And this is a dangerous game when you find yourself in the middle of it. Because when you find yourself waiting for the evidence from outside, I don't know, I think there is something with my Wi Fi. Can you see me well? Just give me a message. Let me know if it's still okay. I don't know if I've frozen, but anyway, not seeing anything. I don't know if it's working. So what I was saying is that when you are dependent on the outside, yeah, okay, yes, thank you. Okay, I see. Yes, so all good. So when you are dependent on the outside to show you, yes, to show you the evidence that you matter, then you are completely dependent on outside, and this is so risky. And when you are like this, you become at the mercy of what is happening. So we need to work on trying to understand and change our perception of our mattering, that I matter. How do I perceive that? And how much does it depend on other people? Do I matter because people are liking me, because people are talking to me, because people answer to me, because I have all this posts and I have all these likes? Do I matter because of that? Or do I matter because I am the one and I know it? Because when I matter because I am the one and I know it, then whatever comes in, it's an honor. Oh my God, I'm so happy. It's nice. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the love. But doesn't tell me if I am the one and I am important or not. I want to be the one that everyone loves. That's when it's come. I want to be the one for you and the one for everyone. And when I feel that way, then I become needing evidence, needing connection, needing that. And the needing becomes needing validation. And when I start needing validation, then I am completely in energy of lack. And when I am in energy of lack, this is what I try start attracting more lack in my life. This is why I cannot get out of the sphere what I am with the space what I am, because I come in from this energy of lack, and we don't know it because it's so subtle, because we start like being sad, not because people don't like us, we start being sad that it's not enough people that liking us, so it's like really not nice, and it's just no sense really. And so we find ourselves in a vortex of a game that is hurting us. When you are the one, it's because you really own it. That's your life. What helped me so much is the connection with gratitude. And gratitude is the most beautiful way to elevate yourself. It's the most beautiful way to remember that you have it all. You have everything you ever needed. And when everything that you've taken for granted, and no matter what, you'll be okay. And just that feeling that you're going to be okay because you're so grateful for just being alive. You're so grateful for being connected. You're so grateful for being present, for being recognized, for being seen just by one person. Because you come in from a place of abundance. When you come in from a place of abundance, one person makes it feel like so good. One is enough. But when you come from a place where lack, you don't even know what's enough, because you don't even know how much you actually need evidence of to know that you really matter, and you will be continuously looking for that. And that's how it becomes addiction for validation. An addiction for validation, it's what blocks us and stop us. This is why reprogramming your mind helps you elevate to some place where you're actually so content with yourself. This is why I started by saying it's not about being humble, it's about being proud of who you are. And when you are proud of who you are kind to yourself. You know, the homework that I gave you yesterday was about what can you say and do if you were your own best friend? If you are like the best friend of yourself. And when you are the best friend of yourself, you're going to be so caring, so gentle, so reassuring, so encouraging, and so loving. Where is this? Where is that towards you? This is the relationship with you that needs so much work. Even if we think we are, no, I like myself, I love myself, but hey, do you really? How much of that do you do? How much of it that makes you stand and use your voice and make an impact and stand for it without needing of someone to tell you, no, this is nice, I like it. And you're like, okay, they like it. Good, good, all good, all good. Not changing. How much of it, of that? You need to know who you are. You need to know really what you want and stand for it. And when you start understanding that, the game is different. It's not a game about likes, it's a game about love. It's not a game about validation, it's about a game about relationships. It's about connection. There is no addiction to anything, there is only honor to be receiving things. Like when someone tells you something, I'm so honored that it actually connects with that. It feels good. It feels like yes. It's like I'm seen. The very fact that I'm just connected to one person and can see me, I feel full. Because if you don't feel full, it's not from outside that you will become. When you don't feel full, it means that you need to take care of yourself. Go take a bath, put a candle, listen to music, journal, take care of yourself, have a nap, relax, take it easy, be lovely to yourself, be kind to yourself, and come back when you're full of that. Because when you're full of that, you're full of love. And when you're full of love, you vibrate in that high frequency. And when you vibrate in that high frequency, you connect beautifully. And when you are like this, you don't need validation. You know that when you have your relationships, when you have people, when you love people because you know they love you and you know it, you don't need evidence. I didn't tell me anything. Yeah, but I know. I know there is love. I trust it. The trust is so beautiful. The trust is so freeing. And when you trust, it feels good. And how, like, the question is like, how can you be sure to trust? You trust. You trust because you love. So you know that it's going to come from the other side as well. And when you trust that, you feel good. You feel relieved. You feel at ease. You don't feel it's all fragile and I have to do this and I have to please and I have to be careful. It feels so much lighter and life become lighter. So when you let go of needing the evidence, of needing the lack, of, like let go of everything and love just because you know that from the other side it will be the same because you trust and you know that, it feels good. It feels really good. It feels like waking up in the morning, you fill your heart with gratitude. Then prepare your tea, prepare your coffee, you're full of gratitude. You go breathe the oxygen and you feel of gratitude. Then you do things that makes you feel of gratitude. How can that be? You're so full. Then you go, you will love someone, message him, talk to her. As somebody tells you something, you greet back. If they don't, it's okay. Everybody's so busy. We're not here looking for anything and not looking for someone to tell me that I am the one. You know you are the one. And the same way when you connect with the other person, you connect with them because they are the one. And this is how you change it, how you own it. You own it without needing validation. You own it with frequency that is so high where you just feel at ease. You feel the love. You feel everything is just natural and normal. Oh, I just saw Dr. Patricia coming in. And I was talking about love. So it's just perfect subject. So I'm going to bring you up. Are you ready? Is that good? I'll be right. So I am so happy and so honored to have with me Dr. Patricia. I want everyone to greet her. Welcome, welcome. Hey.
I am so excited to be here with you. Thanks for having me.
It's my honor, and I am so happy to have you. And welcome, welcome. This is such a special time for you. So I'm so happy to be able to celebrate it together and share it with everyone. You look amazing. It's
Thank
early morning for you, isn't it?
uh Early-ish, 9:30, so not
Okay, yes. So you get a lot of welcome, a lot of people greeting you. Here we go, welcome. Yeah, well, so
really
wait.
yes.
Yes. So I'm so happy to have you. How are you? How are
I
you today?
I'm so well. I am celebrating. We just launched our book. It's called Unstoppable 3, and we became Amazon #1 bestseller
Oh
in
my
A
God, this
category.
is amazing.
Yeah, so
Congratulations. Here we go. Let me put it up because I have it here. So this is your
yeah,
book, Unstoppable.
yes. Yeah.
Congratulations, you're a bestseller author now. Oh
Yeah.
my God. This is double celebration, a book and a bestseller. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Everyone who wants to get it, maybe we can drop the link later so that they can also buy the Kindle version, or the is there a paper version also of it?
There will be. So it's now with the Kindle or ebook, and then
Mhm.
there will be like a printed version. Yes.
Well, congratulations. Everybody's celebrating with you. This is a beautiful day. I
Yeah.
am so happy to have you. All right. So tell me about your chapter. Tell me about you. Just introduce yourself to everyone who don't know you, please.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, hi, I'm Dr. Patricia. I'm an integrative women's health expert. And what that means really is I bridge all worlds, either it's Eastern, Western, traditional energy medicine. And the intention really is to help or facilitate that inner divine design that we have to spontaneously heal.
Mhm.
Um, and because we are just wired to heal. And for a lot of people, you don't need someone else to do the healing, but I am here for someone who wants it faster. Because when you're in scene, it's facilitated, sometimes it can be faster. So that's essentially how I work with people. Get to the root cause, make it enjoyable, feel seen, heard, and unpack any
Mhm.
of trauma or physical disease, or any spiritual obstacles that you're facing. And I was just listening to, sorry, my son is like hitting me weird, but I love how you were saying like owning it to rise. And this book was in many way a symbology of how I owned my story and how I was able to alchemize and transmute that into a healing story from kind of trauma, victimhood, being a
Yes.
hero, being a villain, like the triangle of trauma,
Yeah.
to rising to really a healed whole person. And everyone can do that. And honestly, I'm also here. I want to tell you, Dr. Hind, thank you so much, because I wouldn't have been able to have a great framework how to articulate it in writing without your support and help. And so you made me rise faster
Yes.
with my efficiency in writing. So I'm grateful for you.
Oh, I'm so happy. And this chapter is just beautiful. I am going to order the book and I want to hold it so that I can see your chapter in it. And I am so excited. And you knew it's going to be bestseller. And I love it that we can celebrate it together today. So it's amazing.
Yeah.
So you wrote something incredible with your post on riding the dragon and your own. Tell us a little bit more about that feeling at that wave of energy that you feel.
So, how can I? So it's the year of the dragon in the lunar cycle, and the dragon is like a year where it's a very yang energy, and yang is movement
Okay.
compared to yin, which is contraction or resting, cool, kind of like sitting with it, almost
Yeah.
like sitting on your egg before it cracks.
Okay.
Yeah, the yang energy is the cracking, like you opening and you doing the things that you want to do. Now is that time to ride that wave.
Wow.
Like, and you want to use like the lunar energy to propel you, because it will absolutely help you manifest, do, and be whatever that is you set to do this year. Because the lunar energy is like the moon, which is very much connected to our water bodies, and we are at least 90%
Water.
there.
Absolutely.
So
Mhm.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's incredible. And even I mean, my feeling was really the phoenix as well. And I think it's really the same movement of just cracking and
Right.
rising and doing something. And I love this synchronization. And I think that's what's beautiful is that we're able to energetically align. And
Yeah.
it just happens this way. And the book, and even the book, it's like it's the alignment with everyone else. It's the timing is just so perfect that
Right.
become unstoppable. How do you encourage people to do? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a question because we were talking about love before you come in, and I said how You need to really be at the frequency of love, which is just not needing validation nor evidence of it, but just not looking for likes or anything, but trusting that there is love out there and the feeling of love out there. What is your take on that? I know that you have a framework that is called love, and but tell me, does it resonate with you?
Absolutely. So love, I'm so inspired by love, like the word love, to the point that that's my framework.
Mhm.
In the chapter, I have a self love challenge. But so love, I'll take it two step. Love is like a lens that we can use as we're alchemizing and rising like a phoenix, right? Like when we're burning the ashes
Mhm.
and we want to look back who we were before we became a phoenix,
Mhm.
right? Like, let's
Yes.
say you had low self esteem. Let's say you had a bad relationship. You
Mhm.
did bad in a business. And imagine, how can you truly be a phoenix and be in your upgraded version if you don't see yourself in a love lens? If you're
Wow.
still judging her, like, how
Yeah.
could you have done that?
Yeah.
Why did you make this mistake? And still
Mhm.
kind of not owning, like what you were saying, owning it,
Yes.
trusting, no need for validation
Like,
externally, but you're also validating and loving that version of you.
wow.
So
I
you're
love that.
so fully integrated that even though she's not you anymore, you have
Mhm.
so much love for
Yeah.
that version of you. Because even though you had to burn like a
Yeah.
phoenix,
It's true. Yeah.
was the wood. That was what you were made of. And
Mm.
so how can love can make us appreciate and neutralize and judge it less and see it as a building block to you
That's right.
becoming a phoenix,
Wow. I love that. I
right?
love the way you put it because this is where we're lacking. When you want to break free from a past, when you want to rise to new heights, you often say, let me forget about the past. I don't want to even think about it. I don't want to be that anymore. But no, all what you need is to send love to that past you because of the resilience, because of the strength, because of the wisdom that past you helped you get today. Because
Yes,
if it wasn't for the experience, you wouldn't have received all of that.
yes. And I am in deep um, exploration and embodiment of that. Like I feel like that phoenix is not linear for me. Like it always happened in many areas of my life. I'm currently 30 weeks pregnant. And so I am in this resurfacing of my past trauma
Yes.
with my birth, and how can I own it and not blame, like, well, the doula was like this, the midwife was like this, and I could sense and feel the victimization still, and kind of like being disappointed at myself. How could I not have seen that?
Really?
Then
Uh-huh.
I use love, like, that was the best decision
At
that was
that
in front of you, and now you have the opportunity to learn from it and to
yes.
reposition how this birth can be the most the dream birth that I want it to be. So
Mm.
we all go through. I just want to essentially make it loud and clear that we go through that cycle all the time, and it's always a great opportunity to use love as we
Absolutely.
look back,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Use love to your towards yourself, actually. I mean, the way you're saying it is really to love that person, which is you, when she made that decision because it was the right decision for her at that moment.
Yes. Yes.
And it's okay. And we all make mistakes, and it's all right. And
Mm,
to forgive ourselves, right? Because like there is love, but there is also forgiveness. Forgive ourselves for things that didn't work the way we want them to be.
right.
Didn't Because we make mistakes and it's okay. We are in a continuous trend of evolution. And when
Yeah.
we see it this way, then we don't beat ourselves up. We're grateful
Yeah.
for every step. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
And the second prong to it
Mhm.
was, it might seem so ambiguous, like, what is love? Like, how can I look back
Yeah.
and have the love? And that's why I came up with that framework,
Okay.
um, which is the first, the L is listening.
Listening.
How can you really listen without invalidating,
Hmm.
without minimizing or dismissing what really needs to be heard? You know,
So when you say listening, is it listening talking to yourself or listening to another person?
everything.
Okay.
It could be to your mind, body, spirit, uh,
Okay.
or even like what is asked of you or what's needed from you.
Yes.
Um, and then the O is objectivity. This is where we kind of peel out the layer of emotion,
Yeah.
and maybe hire someone to be a sounding board, maybe do like metrics like laboratory, or in business like how can we see the spreadsheet better. So
Hmm.
how can you like be more objective about what was.
Yes.
And then V is again re-inviting that emotion and vulnerability, because what tends to happen
Mhm.
when we invoke love is, in many ways, we're dealing with trauma. We're trying to alchemize what wasn't feeling good. And
Mm.
it's so intense that we want to run away from it. But then the vulnerability, so V is vulnerability, like how can we deeply feel and trust that, one, emotions are not forever,
That's right. Yeah.
but it is also healthy to really feel it, to really
Mhm.
process it,
Mm.
because it's also a good informer. And then E is enthusiasm. It's almost like calling the visionary. And who
Mm.
is the visionary in business? In your self help is the one who knows the best case scenario. It's like
Wow.
your highest self. Like how can you expect,
Hmm.
anticipate the best case scenario? So you now bridge to it's gonna work out.
Yeah.
Working out.
Mm.
And I
So
want to hear this out. Mm-hmm.
I love this visionary and the the higher self,
Mm-hmm.
because it's almost like when you we talk about the cycle of grief, for example. When you want to come out of it, it's really you find a mission that is new, something bigger to look up to. Is it something in that sense as well? It's like you have a vision.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you know your north, you know where you're going to, and you know it's gonna happen
Mm.
without dismissing what currently needs to be processed. Because I think
Okay.
this is how people can skip the step. Like
Yes.
they
Often.
know where to go, but at what cost? Like sometimes they minimize the pain, they minimize the listening, they minimize the emotion.
Mm.
They're not,
Absolutely. I love that. Yeah.
experiencing what needs to be processed first
Mhm.
before they go to north.
I love that.
Yeah.
What you just said is a key, because a lot of people think, I know my objective, I have my set strategy, I have a plan, let's go. But the let's go thing, do you go with all the bag luggage, or do you have you processed them, and that's the question. That's
Yeah.
what that's the difference between people that make it to their objective and those who just get
Yeah.
their luggages.
Right. So it becomes a more embodied journey
Mm.
versus disembodied. Like you just want to escape and get there,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
Yeah. And you want to jump and you think that all the other things, it's okay, it's just inside, no one sees it. And I'm
Yeah.
going to be okay, but it doesn't, because it's catch up with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why, I mean, your chapter is just so touching, because your career is so impressive. You're a medical doctor, healing coach, which makes you stand out as the leader on the in the healing side, because you come to it with all the medicine and all the understanding of it as a medical doctor. But what you've gone through is I am in awe in front of your strength and your resilience, and I want to really take a moment to really congratulate you and celebrate you, because you are an incredible role model. And the fact that you gave a little sneak peek to your life and to the trauma, and show some vulnerability, it actually makes you more powerful, I feel.
Yeah. Absolutely. It was a heavy flexing of vulnerability.
Yes,
Yeah.
which you don't need to, go back to. That's the nice thing is that, it's like once you were able to speak it out, does it feel the same way? I mean, like, what was a moment where you feel like, I'm okay now? Can you pinpoint that moment in your life?
Mm, I think there were multiple ones, but the wedding day
Okay.
was like a great symbology and
Mm,
ceremony for me and my husband, because that was around the timeline where we found all these healing modalities. Yeah, and I don't mean it to be so artificial and so external, but my weight, and I was able to fit in my gown the way I really wanted to.
yes.
But I also knew that all the baggage of anger
Mm,
and disappointment was part of what I was shedding out. So I was really like leaving that part of my past,
mm,
entering into marriage, uh,
mm.
um, like almost like a phoenix. It was a transmutation and alchemizing my maiden years, and now getting into married life. So yeah, that was one of it. And having that first dance with my father
Really?
was like
In the wedding day?
wedding day. Yeah, it was just like such a magical connection with the two of us, because he's obviously part of the story
Yeah.
of what I had to go through and heal.
And to heal, yeah.
And there was that, yeah, it was like now true connection and understanding and appreciation. So yeah. Hmm.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
You talk about it and I feel it like a movie. It's just so beautiful, so
Yeah.
precious. I
Yes.
love it. It's so nice. And I love how you bring in the phoenix rising throughout your life because it looks like we rise several times, isn't it? And that's what the phoenix is. It's like you rise and you might be hit again and you're gonna rise again and be reborn again, isn't it? But
Yes.
yeah, but we become stronger, right? I
Right.
think we don't suffer as much anymore.
Yes. I see it almost like the a compounding of your IRA or your 401. I don't know how it's called in the other countries, like your retirement funds.
Yeah,
It's like go down, up, but it's always going up.
it's
It's
always
always
going. Yeah,
elevating.
like the stocks in the
Yeah,
market.
exactly.
It
Yeah.
gets it,
Trade
it goes down.
was-
Yeah, but the trend is going up. Yeah. Well, this is amazing. The this book. How do you feel with the book, with the reference? It makes feel good.
feels great. It feels, yeah, an upgrade, almost like a sense of comfort and a
Mm.
sense of like capacity unlocked.
Hmm.
Hmm.
A lot of recognition. Thank you for being here, all of you. I know a lot of people are loving your story. I told you it looks like a movie. It's like I was imagining you. I was going to ask you what song did you dance at, and then I'm like, no, she's gonna be like, that's way too much.
I forgot what it was. I
Really?
not remembered. Yeah, I forgot. But it's a definitely a Filipino song. And
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
most likely it was a Filipino. Oh no, no, the way you look tonight. My dad is also
The
like,
way you look tonight.
yeah, yeah,
Something
maybe
about the way you look tonight. I love that
or
song.
unforgettable. Any of
Unforgettable.
those. Like he's a Nat King Cole fan, so
Yeah,
maybe.
Nanakin Cole, yeah, so nice. Yeah, so it feels good. And so maybe you can, invite whoever wants to join some of your program. You have the 14 days challenge. You have some of the program that are really nice. Would you like to talk a little bit about it and what you offer?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Mm.
I'm actually having an upcoming free retreat in March 18,
Mhm.
19, 20. So it's really inspired by spring. It's
Uh-huh.
about activating your radiance, a self
Mhm.
renewal healing retreat, uh,
Okay.
which is
When
free.
is it? Wonderful. When
Yeah.
is it?
When March 18 to 20. So it's a
Wonderful. So let's drop it in the group. If you can post it or have your team post it inside the group so that whoever wants to join, that would be nice.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
So
I have a comment here. Self care is registered as an embodiment of resilience. Definitely is so ecofeminism make me think of non-human engagement and the permeability of beings.
Hmm. I
Do you
love
have
that.
Yeah, I love that. It
Yeah.
is the embodiment of resilience, absolutely. I think it's we need self-care because that's just how you become stronger. You
Mm.
become more in tune with yourself.
Right. Right.
So the challenge is, will you be talking about what you have in the chapter, about the work, the thrive? What would you be presenting?
Well, my framework is always mind, body, spirit. So
Mhm,
about mindset and finding that motivation.
mhm,
Um, and then the body is usually about balance and harmony, especially in women's health,
mhm,
activating and recognizing our cyclical nature.
mhm,
And then spirituality is mainly like really being aligned and attuned to what is it that we were made to do,
mhm.
purpose work, and making our life force even more alive, kind of what makes us alive, what makes
Yeah.
us feel alive and enjoy things. Yes.
I love it. So whoever wants to continue on this rising like it feels and riding the dragon, I think I'm gonna really pick up this beautiful word that represents you. That join Dr. Patricia, and we're gonna drop her live. So that will be sometime in 2 weeks.
Mhm.
That's amazing, and congratulations again for the book.
Thank you.
It's amazing. Your journey is incredible. You have a lot of love coming your way, Dr. Patricia. So thank you, everyone. It's incredible. I know you're also an entrepreneur. We're not going to talk about it this, but I'm going to have you come back when you rise as an incredible role model, being a medical doctor, a healer coach, an author, bestseller author, and soon to be an incredible reference in many many fields. And so really congratulations, and good luck with the newborn, and hopefully everything will be just magical as you want it to be.
Thank you for having me, Dr. Hind. Always a pleasure.
It's always wonderful to have you. Then we have all everyone is saying hello. Voila, thank you. Thank you all for coming. This has been day 5. Tomorrow I'm adding one bonus module where I'll close up the Rise Like a Phoenix. So join me tomorrow. It will be at 3 p.m. earlier. And voila, and I will be talking more about our programs as well. Thank you everyone for being with us today, and I'll see you tomorrow again. See you in a bit, Dr. Patricia. Yeah. Okay. Voilà.